Hi everyone, it's Julie from Sprouts and Stems here. Today's video is going to be another fun plant project, and I actually already did it. I'm filming the intro now at night, so if it's a little dark, that's why. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. I just had like a vision in my head of what I wanted it to look like. What I had envisioned is like a plant chandelier type thing. I'm not exactly sure like what to call that. I know it doesn't exactly like roll off the tongue. But yeah, so today's video is going to be a little experiment of a plant project. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. I really have enjoyed doing these kind of easy plant projects lately, but I also do plant care guides and propagation guides, so all kinds of planty things. And yeah, okay, let's get into the video. So what inspired this project was that I had a lot of cuttings propagating in just various little corners around my apartment. I never really, or most of the time, I don't really have a plan for cuttings. I just feel like I want to propagate some cuttings and then I just end up with a bunch of random glasses of things. So I realized as I was doing this, this is basically the same concept as mounting a plant, but like the chandelier aspect of it would be the cuttings like dangling down, if that makes sense. So these are the cuttings that I'm going to use today. You only need 3 things to make this, so this is actually really easy. You need sphagnum moss, and then some kind of wooden base. I think using something bigger or maybe even something in like a circular shape would be really nice too, but just some kind of wooden base to build your piece off of. And then you just need monofilament line, so like the clear fishing line. I'm going to start by taking some sphagnum moss, and this is damp sphagnum moss. It's just easier to work with than as opposed to it being totally dry and just dust everywhere. So damp sphagnum moss, and I'm putting it on the top side of that little wooden pallet. So this is the side that when it's hanging down, it's the top, so you're not going to see it. And I did this because there's slats in the piece of wood that I'm using. So I figured maybe that might give the roots a chance to kind of like grow through the slats and really secure themselves to the piece of wood. But if you're just using like a solid wood piece with no holes or anything, then you probably don't need to put moss on the opposite side. I just did that in this scenario because why not? Now I'm taking 2 pieces of the monofilament line to tie across the back, and this is just for hanging, like wherever I end up wanting to hang this. That's where I'll hang it from. And yeah, I probably should have done this first, but I forgot, so I'm doing it now. Now I've flipped it over to the side that you're actually going to see, and I'm just doing the same exact thing, just securing more moss using the fishing line. And honestly, like, just use as much fishing line as you possibly need for it to feel secure. Like, don't feel the need to skimp or anything. That's why it's good to get clear fishing line so that you can tie as much as you possibly need and it won't look ugly or anything. Now that I've got my base of moss on the piece of wood, I'm going to take the cuttings that I have, and I have 3 of them. So I'm going to pile the roots, fit them all so they're all like within the moss area, and then position the base of the stems, basically position them where I want them to be like hanging down from. Now, this was a little bit tricky at first. I wasn't sure if the cuttings were just going to end up kind of laying flat to the piece of wood or if they were actually going to hang down how I was envisioning them. But just make sure the roots are nice and secure in the moss, but don't actually tie the stems down. So keep layering your cuttings with moss and then tying it down with fishing line and then more moss and tying it down with fishing line and going like across in different directions and different areas on the wood and whatnot, just to make sure everything is like super, super secure. But don't actually tie over the stems because we don't want to tie the stems so that they're flat to the piece of wood. We want the roots to be nice and secure, but we want the stems to hang down. And that's basically it. Like it looks kind of complicated, but it really was super easy. Just, like I said, use as much fishing line as you need, and that's really it. Just bottom line, make sure the cuttings are nice and secure to the moss and to the wood. I'm really interested to see how long this is going to last, how long these cuttings will last like this. I did notice that the next day the moss was basically like bone dry again, which is kind of what I was expecting. I wasn't really surprised, but at least in my area, it's pretty dry right now. So this is going to require probably daily watering. So I decided I'm actually going away for a couple of days. So I took it down off of this hook and I'm just keeping it in my greenhouse cabinet so that the moisture stays with it for a little bit longer and it doesn't totally dry out immediately. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how long it lasts on this in general. But overall, I'm really happy with this. I think it looks really cool and I want to do more. I would love to do like maybe three to go together or like a bigger one in more of a circle shape. So I hope you guys enjoyed this really easy plant project today. Let me know if you liked it or if you want to do something like this yourself now. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have a great day.